noticed the energy online lately? People are calling it the creator crash out. It's that moment where you realize you've been running a race on a treadmill that someone else owns. You're tired. I was tired. Everybody's tired. We've been told that to be successful as a content creator, you have to be bingeable. You have to appease an algorithm that doesn't sleep even when you desperately need to. But here's an uncomfortable truth I don't see others talking about enough. When it comes to social media, Black women are the trendsetters. Black women also spend a lot of money on those trends. We work very hard to afford those trends even when it's far above what we take in through income. But far too often, we don't own the capital that sells the products we use to create those trends. I realized that instead of focusing on the clout chase, I need to focus on building capital because my piece is far too expensive to trade for a trending audio. But first, I'm Jerusha, and welcome to Balance Muse, where we talk about wealth, wisdom, and greater well-being. Now let's get into it. Today, we're going to talk about three things. Number one, the real difference between chasing clout and building capital. Number two, how to turn the tools you already love into wealth-building opportunities. And number three, how to create content that works twice as hard without you burning yourself out. Let me tell you when the light bulb finally went off for me. I was sitting at my desk working on Canva, and I love Canva, and I'm sure that many of you out there love using Canva too. And this simple thought popped into my head. I spend so much time here. Can I own Canva stock? So I went into a deep dive. I used an AI search tool and I found out that Canva isn't publicly traded as a company yet. It's still private equity, and that usually means it's closed off to what they call non-accredited investors. Now, a non-accredited investor means that they hold less than 1 million in net worth. That means excluding your primary home, and they make under 200,000 in annual income per year. And now I'm definitely not an accredited investor yet, but I kept digging because I wanted a ticket in the door. AI uncovered something for me called the Fundrise Innovation Fund. It's an interval fund that allowed me to buy not just a piece of Canva, but also Anthropic, which makes Cloud AI, and it also held OpenAI, which makes ChatGPT. I use each one of these tools every day. So of course, I bought a little of that fund immediately. And in that moment, I felt this incredible sense of agency. I wasn't just a user or a creator on these platforms. I was an owner. It didn't matter if it was just a small amount. What mattered was that I used my curiosity to move from culture creator to capital. I stopped being a digital sharecropper and started being an investor in the future I was already helping to build. That shift from consumer to owner changed everything about how I show up online. And that's what I want to share with you today. So let's talk about point number one. Let's define the difference. So clout is attention that you don't own. It's the bingeable series that dies when the platform changes its mind. It's the likes that don't pay your rent. It's labor intense and property poor. You constantly have to feed an algorithm that doesn't sleep, even when you desperately need to. Capital is ownership. It's building an asset that works while you sleep. It's the difference between being the product and being the owner of the products. For a while now, I've been hearing about this push for more authenticity in social media. I felt like I had to choose either be authentic and post every day, maybe even 3 times a day, or use a script written by AI and be considered fake. As a recovering perfectionist, I struggled with wanting to take my time to learn the process of making a higher quality video, but feeling the pressure to do it live, do it unscripted, do it unedited. But then I realized that being more scripted and edited is actually a form of protection for me. I want to be polished. I want to deliver my message well. I know that part of being a visual creator is acting and presenting in a way that people understand. It makes me feel at ease when I put the very best quality that I can out, even if it's just once per week. That is my authenticity. It allows me to create an intentional, reusable asset instead of just performing in the moment. And if part of building my capital is practicing skills I can take with me anywhere, I want a high quality foundation. When you're only chasing clout, you're renting your relevance from a platform. But when you're building capital, you're purchasing your peace. And that peace, that's the real wealth. And here's something else along that point I want you to hear. Choose your delivery according to your capacity. If you feel better with the script, use a script. If you like shooting from the hip and editing out later, then do what gives you the most feeling of ease. Your authenticity is found in your peace, not your chaos. Industry might tell you that you need to be raw and unfiltered to be authentic, but if being unfiltered leaves you feeling drained and rambling, it's not serving you. Point number 2, audit what you love. Audit what you already use. Look at the tools you use every single day. Those are the apps, the software, the things that make your life easier. Don't just pay them a subscription fee. See if there's a way for you to own them. Use AI to search for how to invest in whatever company for non-accredited investors. That means all of the phones or the laptops or any kind of tech tools. Think of yourself as an owner and not just a subscriber. Maybe you're obsessed with a series on Netflix. Maybe you can't live without Adobe Photoshop. Maybe there's an AI tool that's revolutionizing the way you work. Ask yourself, can I own a piece of this? Sometimes the answer is yes, and it's easier for you to just go ahead and purchase that stock. Sometimes the answer is not yet, but you planted a seed of awareness. You started to see yourself as someone who belongs at the table, not just someone who gets a seat when there's room. This simple shift in perspective from user to potential owner changes the way you move throughout the world. You start to see opportunities where you once only saw expenses. And investing in companies that you use every day helps you to understand the market better. It helps you to think of more efficient ways to improve your own creator business, because as a shareholder of the company's tools and platforms you use, when they do well, so does your investment portfolio. It's exactly the kind of shift I help other women professionals make, because I have had such a love for tech and I use it every day. I teach others how to build wealth in tech without being a developer. It's about leveraging what you already know, working with the tools we now have access to, and turning it into ownership. Point number 3, create reusable assets that amplify your joy without multiplying your labor. If you're going to make content, make it work twice as hard as you do. Ladies, and you know directly who I'm talking to when I say y'all have to work twice as hard to get half the credit, that stops today. Don't just make a video. Make a fountain of wisdom asset. Use AI to turn that one video into an article, a newsletter, and a community poll. Break that video up into clips for shorts or reels. That's how you amplify your impact without multiplying your labor. When you create reusable assets, you're not just making content, you're building infrastructure. You're creating something that continues to work for you, serve your audience, and generate value long after you've moved on to your next thing. 2026 should not be about working harder. You cannot outwork AI. You must own more. When we own the assets, we own our options. And when we own our options, we can finally live the soft life we've been aesthetically posting on our vision boards for years. I'm continuing to learn on this YouTube journey, and I'm figuring out the best way to get my message across as I go. But I'm choosing to learn with you and beside you in a way that feels intentional and grounded. So my question for you today is this: what is one tech tool that you love so much that you would want to own a piece of it? Let me know in the comments, and let's start looking for those tickets in the door together. If you enjoyed this video, the next one is going to show you something powerful. How to take your professional skills from your career and turn them into businesses. Because the skills you already have, they're worth way more than you think. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, take care.